talking with business owners and managers, the top two challenges that everyone's facing is that of alignment and engagement. They are two separate things, but they're very closely related because when you fix one, it tends to fix the other, not immediately, but shortly thereafter. Our experience bears this out, that the primary reason why team members, why employees at all different levels of the organization are disengaged is because the organization or their teams are all over the place, and the opposite is true. When you align teams, that alignment is what makes it possible and makes it easier for everyone to get engaged and work better together. A lot of executives and companies give up on the idea that this is achievable, but it is doable. It doesn't just happen by itself, and it doesn't happen overnight, but it can be done with a commitment to do it and a game plan to oversee it. Alignment is when executives and managers and employees find that although they all may be working, all may be moving, they may be making a lot of money and a lot of profit, they find themselves all over the place when it comes to communications, organizing, and making decisions. Disengagement is when people disconnect and they lessen their involvement. This doesn't mean that they stop working or that they sit around and play solitaire on the computer or they go and get on their iPhones. That's not necessarily the disengagement we're talking about. This means that whereas they could be contributing in a positive way to top projects and outcomes, they are either giving the least amount of help or they're simply contributing only when called upon and required. Disengagement is simply another word for saying disconnected at a lower level. But as of today's date, the national average of employee disengagement is 29%. That is terribly low. Now, this is across all industries and all markets in the country. You can find this number at Gallup.com. The reality is that for the past 30 years or so, national average of employment engagement has been steadily holding out in the lower 30s. The last several months, unfortunately, that number has been dropping, like I said earlier, into 29%. First, we have to realize that although alignment happens at the top level, it starts at the top level, it has to include the management team. The management team is the only team in the company that can bring everybody together. It's the only team that can sustain the alignment and engagement necessary for a long period of time. The executive team needs to be, however, the first one that is committed to making this happen, to improving things and committed to make the changes and then bring on the management team. When they quickly include the management team, it allows the management team and the executives to create a unified front that the entire company needs. Without the management team being fully engaged and feeling like they're aligned with the executive team, the executives will continue to create miscommunication and misdirection because they'll be having direct communication with the staff instead of going through the management team on a regular basis. Secondly, to create a real sustainable alignment in your team culture, you have to be committed to involving your frontline supervisors. A lot of companies, they take an either-or approach. They either focus on improving and aligning the top teams like the executives and the managers, or they develop and train their frontliners and their frontline supervisors. Well, the only way to really create an aligned culture is to focus on both, starting at the top, bringing your middle managers, and then making sure that the alignment works its way all the way to the frontline supervisor. That team is the one that has the most long-lasting impact, both positive and negative, to your employees and whether they stay in the company or whether they leave. The number one reason why employees leave companies is because of their immediate supervisors. If they can get aligned and be part of key decision making, or at least part of the implementation process, everyone will become much more engaged because everyone feels much more aligned and part of the team. And finally, to create long-lasting alignment and engagement, we have to be committed to fixing problems that matter to every level of the organization. We have to listen to the executives and address the issues that they need for us to address. We need to listen to the middle managers and to the supervisors and help them address the issues that they're facing. And we need to also listen to the frontliners, to the people closest to the client, and listen to them and address the issues that they're bringing up. When companies are committed to addressing problems, then everyone will feel like they're part of the community, like they're part of the team. It doesn't mean you stop throwing parties, and it doesn't mean you stop celebrating things. No, as a matter of fact, that's all part of it. But you have to fix problems as a team so that things will last and things will mean something. In our Leadership and Management Excellence program, we show you how to do this and how to pace yourself to do it at the speed that's right for your team and for your culture. So remember, alignment starts with the executive team. It has to, however, involve the middle management team. It has to then involve the front line of supervisors, and it has to be focused on fixing real problems that are impacting the various teams and individuals.